On September the 21st they set out together. Frodo on his pony that had borne him all the way to Minas Tirith and was now called Strider, and Sam on his beloved Beale. It was a fair golden morning, and Sam did not ask where they were going. He thought he could guess. They took the stock road over the hills and went towards the woody end, and they let their ponies walk at their leisure. They camped in the green hills, and on September the 22nd they rode gently down into the beginning of the trees as afternoon was wearing away. Did I get our first date right? 21st, yeah. If that isn't the very tree that you hid behind when the Black Rider first showed up, Mr. Frodo, said Sam, pointing to the left. It seems like a dream now. It seems like a dream now. It was evening, and the stars were glimmering in the eastern sky as they passed the ruined oak and turned and went on down the hill between the hazel thickets. Sam was silent, deep in his memories. Presently he became aware that Frodo was singing softly to himself, singing the old walking song, but the words were not quite the same. Shall I attempt to sing it? Still round the corner they may wait, a new road or a secret gate, and though I oft have passed them by, a day will come at last when I shall take the hidden paths that run west of the moon, east of the sun. And as if in answer, from down below, coming up the road out of the valley, voices sang. In Elvish. A Elboreth Gilfanio, Silverin Penamilio, Amenio Alga Elenath, Gilfanio Elboreth. And still remember we who dwell in this far land beneath the trees, the starlight on the western seas. Frodo and Sam halted and sat silent in the soft shadows until they saw a shimmer as the travellers came towards them. There was Gildor and many other elven folk, and many fair elven folk. There was Gildor and many fair elven folk, and there too, to Sam's wonder, rode Elrond and Galadriel. Elrond wore a mantle of grey. Elrond wore a mantle of grey and had a star upon his forehead, and a silver harp was in his hand, and upon his finger was a ring of gold with a great blue stone. Vilya, mightiest of the three, but Galadriel sat upon a white palfrey and was robed all in glimmering white, like clouds about the moon, for she herself seemed to shine with a soft light. On her finger was Nenya, the ring wrought of mithril, that bore a single white stone flickering like a frosty star. Riding slowly behind on a small grey pony and seeming to nod in his sleep was Bilbo himself. Elrond greeted them gravely and graciously, and Galadriel smiled upon them. "Well, Master Samwise," she said. I hear and see that you have used my gift well. The Shire shall now be more than ever blessed and beloved. And beloved. Sam bowed, but found nothing to say. He had forgotten how beautiful the lady was. Then Bilbo woke up and opened his eyes. "Ah, hello, Frodo," he said. "Well, I have passed the old Took today, so that's settled. I now think I am quite ready to go on another journey. Are you coming?" "Yes, I'm coming," said Frodo. The ring-bearers should go together. "Where are you going, master?" cried Sam, though at last he understood what was happening. "To the haven, Sam," said Frodo. "And I can't come?" "No, Sam, not yet, anyway." "Not further than the havens, though you were a ring-bearer. Though you too were a ring-bearer, if only for a little while. Your time may come. Do not be too sad, Sam. You cannot always be torn in two. You will have to be one and whole for many years. You have so much to enjoy and to be, and to do." "But," said Sam, and tears started in his eyes, "I thought you were going to enjoy the Shire too, for years and years, after all you have done." "So I thought too, once. But I have been too deeply hurt, Sam. I tried to save the Shire, and it has been saved. But not for me. It must often be so, Sam. When things are in danger, someone has to give them up, lose them, so that others may keep them. But you are my heir, and all that I had and might have had, I leave to you. And also you have Rose and Eleanor, and Frodo lad will come, and Rosie lass, and Mary, and Goldilocks, and Pippin, and perhaps more that I cannot see. Your hands and your wits will be needed everywhere. You will be mayor, of course, as long as you want to be, and the most famous gardener in history, and you will read things out of the Red Book and keep alive the memory of the age that is gone, so that people will remember. I've lost my place. So that people will remember the great danger and so love their beloved land all the more. And that will keep you busy and happy as anyone can be, as long as your part in the story goes on. Come now, ride with me.